I be feeling trippy with me till I on my mind. Yeah,
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy J Money. This is Wait Forever Films. Right now in the building, we got 3 new faces of R&B and soul. So how about you guys introduce yourselves?
Well, my name is Paris B, aka New Face of R&B. I'm based in LA, but I'm in here in Boston, fuck around with y'all, you feel me? You know what I mean?
It's J Vanessa, aka JVDE. I'm Boston bound, coast to coast with it, but I'm really excited to share what we got today.
And I'm Frost Dollar, local Boston / Everett artist, hip hop producer, as well as engineer. And I'm here with my family today. We're about to tell y'all exactly what we got cooking up right now.
So first of all, I want to say I appreciate you for being in the building.
Thank you.
I don't know how bad was the drive down here with the traffic. I don't know how bad the drive was, but I appreciate you for being in the building, guys. All right, like with the music, guys. So what got y'all into making music?
Music. I mean, I've always been a part of music, like growing up. At first I was into like football and basketball, and I thought that was gonna be my end. You feel me? But then once I hit after high school, I was like, I'm tired of getting hit. Fuck that. I'm cool off that. So I resorted into music, and then I ended up getting on my first school tour with this girl named Shay Miller. Shout out Shay Miller. And then ever since then, you know what I mean? It's just been coasting.
For me, I grew up in a music family, aka brother, boy. I actually did some artist development in California for the last 3 years with our older brother, Nas Stravigan, shout out him. And he's actually worked with all 3 of us, helping produce and just educate along the way.
Yeah, just like Jade said, that being my sister, we grew up in a music family. So even at a young age, my pops had a full recording studio in the basement, always pushing us to just, get on the turntables, learn how to DJ, how to make beats, and also seeing other artists kind of come through and my older brothers get their first touch at the music. It was only natural for us to fall into it and start writing our little rhymes at a young age, and then eventually get on the mic and really start putting ourselves out there. So it definitely runs through our blood, and we've been doing this, since young kids. So it's good to be here right now, and it's good to be where we are right now. God bless.
Yes, sir.
So you said with your pops was like the first person that kind of introduced you guys to music. What does it mean to have your own pops like literally like motivating you to drop music?
I think it feels good. I mean, having a father figure is important. Not everybody has that. So the fact that not only we had a father figure that was involved in our lives, but also just like giving us an outlet to express ourselves and encouraging us to, learn how to make beats, learn how to engineer, buying us a studio and getting us a mic, like that's the foundation right there. Not everybody's as lucky to have that. Some people got to pay for studio time. Some people don't even know how to operate the equipment. So again, just being involved in it and learning from a young age, those are skills that I'm going to continue to pass down not only to my friends and my family members, but also to my kids.
Outside of music, what's like the talent you guys would say or have that no one knows about?
Well, I can say for myself, I'm an artist of many fields. I do, paint, I do draw, I dance. I've actually danced since I was like 4 years old, and I'm still developing. I'm getting into design, wardrobe, all types of things. I'm always having my hands on.
And I would say for me, just what basketball, football. I'm a low-key little stylish though. You be balling? Like,
Yo, you don't want to see me either.
We got a slide one, but yeah, styling, ball, football. I'm a low-key glasses collector. I love glasses, and yeah, that's about it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And for me, you can tell by the suit, I'm the business guy.
I see that.
Always been involved in business and just loving the numbers. I was always good at math. I went to college. I got a degree in global business and marketing. And currently, I work in real estate right now. So I'm also a real estate agent, always doing a business deal in the back end. And, just looking a way to bridge the music and the business and really take this to the next level.
Yeah. So you say so. I was gonna say, man. Now I was gonna ask you another question, but since you told me you're a real estate agent, man, I'm gonna throw one thing quick at you. Right now, the market looks like it's looking pretty bad right now. What do you think? Do you feel like we're gonna get a market crash or something?
I don't know exactly what's on the next horizon, but what I will say is that it is a challenging market, and the people that I do see making moves are the people that prepared in advance. And it's like if you got money, you got good credit, you got good relationships, you can take advantage of a time like this. But for the general population, the people who are just kind of getting by, it is hard. And hopefully it gets a lot better for us, and hopefully we can all have a piece of that pie in real estate.
What's a market that you think like for anyone out there that should target? Because me, I'm trying to purchase something down south,
Yeah.
which is Florida to be exact.
Well, down south is always a good market. You can see it's like where the big guys are buying, and where the rates are low is a place where they're inviting people to invest. But even around here, there's some markets that are on the come up. You know, Lynn has a nice little market. Dorchester's always a good little market. But down south, you know, it's about where you want to be. So the golden rule is you buy something near a train station or near a university, you're gonna be Gucci.
That's a solid advice if you're asking me, man. But you say you went to school for business. What about the music? Did all y'all went to school for music too, or?
I never been to school for music. It was something that I just picked up and learned. You know, like think about this. You know when like you wake up in the morning and you live with your mom and your mama's playing all the old school jams and you like, oh, I like that. And that's how I kind of learned how to like sing and dance and stuff like that. And then obviously I made my own little jazz to it. But yeah.
Yeah, same here. My school was my family, and more so my brothers, because growing up watching them write or freestyle or produce right in front of me, and then even invite me on the mic sometimes, really fostered that in me.
I'll be honest, I tried to apply at Berklee College of Music,
Me too.
and I unfortunately didn't get in, just because the things that they require you to audition for, I wasn't a master of piano. I wasn't like taught that way. I was more taught by the streets and by the people around me. So I feel like I could easily say I am a self-taught musician, but a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation down the line. Taught myself how to engineer, how to make beats, and then also just like worked with local producers and local engineers to just sharpen those skills and add more repertoire to what I can already do. And I could say like right now I'm very confident. I do feel like I am a professional in this, and I could teach some people a thing or two about whether it's mix and mastering, how to make a beat, or just how to make a banger. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I learned everything along the lines and people took a shot on me.
Sir, so when you guys first started music, what artists would you say you got your inspiration from? Outside, I know you, of course, you got some from your families and stuff like that. But what artists would you say you grew up listening to and still currently listen to?
Me, it's like what Michael Jackson, Avant. Well, who else? Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, Usher. Just yeah, those are like the main four that I was like, all right,
For me, one of the first songs I ever sang was Alicia Keys' "No One," and that still sticks with me. That's my go-to karaoke, or maybe a Whitney song. But Aaliyah, all the classics.
I would say, I've been inspired by all shades of music, whether it was Latin music, R&B and hip hop. But growing up, I remember specifically, Biggie, Tupac, Big L, like those real hip hop roots, and then kind of more current, more like Lil Wayne. I remember I had almost every Lil Wayne song, and I was like trying to rap like him, trying to spit like him, because the energy he would be bringing to these songs is like everything he hopped on, he killed it. And I try to take like a little bit of piece of that, but a little bit of piece of some of the oldies. And yeah, I would say even every single day, even some of these new artists out, everyone inspires me. And there's a lot of guys doing things differently these days than they did in the past. But I feel like, me personally, growing up in the 90s, it's like I got the perfect blend of like inspired by the old and influenced by some of the new, and kind of just trying to bring a little bit of old, a little bit of new flavor.
Speaking of that, man, how do you guys feel about the new school of music right now, too?
It's hit or miss, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some like good songs that are coming out, and then there's some just stuff that's just like I feel like I already heard this 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
But I will say it's inspiring to see people at a young age going for it.
Yeah.
And getting themselves out there. And nowadays with social media, TikTok and Instagram, I feel like anybody could become a star. And it's really just a matter of work ethic. It doesn't even matter how good your music is, but how hard you work and, you know, building that own fan base. So it's nice to see that it's an even playing field these days.
Yeah, for me, I feel that. I feel like the music nowadays compared to back then, it lacks substance. You know what I mean? Because back then, songs made you feel a certain type of way. And obviously, there's people in this generation doing it as well, but you don't see it as much as I used to see it back then. So.
I agree, man, because even like I remember like back then, like those sort of love songs, you feel like you're grabbing the air or something. You feel like
not only that, but like some of those songs that were created way back then, they still hit to this day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
you still
That's
know
a
word
fact.
for word, whereas some of the new songs, it's like you don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
It might be just jumping for the moment, you in the club, and okay, but then you ain't playing that afterward. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, as an artist though, I know you guys of course like keep up with the current trends and things like that. I have a little situation. How y'all feel about the Megan Thee Stallion situation with Tory Lanez? How y'all feel about that one? And by the way, he got stabbed like 14 times like a couple weeks ago. What's y'all take on that one?
I mean, me personally, I think Tory is a great artist, and he's done things as an independent artist that make him someone that the labels fear.
Yeah.
You know, him and Meg Thee Stallion, they had their thing going on, and then he ended up getting locked up or something. If he really didn't do it, I feel bad for the guy because he lost time that he could have continued to do great things. I really, you know, I wish the best for him. I hope that whatever happens, it makes it out. But this industry is a little shady, man. It's like everything is either a publicity stunt or it's like a back end way to just kind of take somebody out of the spotlight when they see they're really making major moves out here.
Yeah. Especially if you're independent.
Yeah, it came out that the security guard is saying that the other female that she was with is the one who actually shot Tory apparently.
And my question is this: Tory's been in there for how long, and why is this just coming out now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very fishy to me, and I'll never understand it. But you know, I hope not only does he recover, but I hope he gets back out here and makes good music because he is one of the people that are still making good music to this day.
Yeah.
Even in jail.
Yeah.
Even in jail.
Even in jail.
Like,
No excuses.
so,
With that being said, y'all being young and of course on top of the game right now, what lesson you think you should learn from that situation at least? Because of course, like being young and being on top of the game, a lot of hate come with that too. People want to see you fail and X, Y, Z. So, what lesson you think there is there to learn for you guys right from that situation?
I was actually just talking about this earlier. The decisions you make and like where your focus lies. I, as an artist, but as just a being, I like to keep my circle a little narrow. Well, narrow. I guess that's a point, but just to not to have too much influence, whether that's good or bad. Just to like really start to learn myself through the changes we all go through, because as we evolve, we're becoming something great, and in order to protect that, you kind of need to shelter in a little bit, which I learned from a young age with my mom. But it's a give and take, because in this era of social media, and if you want to build a following, sometimes you have to be out there and you have to go to the parties and you have to do these things. But those situations can easily lead to something like that. You don't know where it's just the wrong person or wrong time, or maybe it's the right time, but another situation can come out of something that you weren't expecting to happen.
Right.
For me, I just feel like you just have to have a discernment, because at the end of the day, as being artists, we're around different energies and different people and different places. So you just know, you don't know who's who until obviously you get into a situation like that. But I just say you just got to have the discernment and just really just be on your P's and Q's when you're out in public and doing your thing, you feel me? So yeah.
Definitely, you just got to be careful who you hang around with, because who you are around is going to make or break you. Whether that gets you locked up because you're hanging with the wrong crowd, or whether you're around people that are out there getting to it and making money and are going to let you in on these opportunities. So And that's not just in music, it's wherever you are. You gotta be careful who you hang around with and who you surround yourself with.
Let's talk about your actual music. Any latest drop? What do you guys have out right now?
Oh, right now.
But I trust me, I know you guys got some bangers, but I want y'all tell the viewers what y'all got out right now.
So we just dropped a project called Boston Files, obviously featuring us three. We came together, when was it? Like in January?
Yeah.
We came together in January, and because I'm originally from LA, so I had like a week left in Boston, and we was like, yo, let's do a project. So in like literally like 4 or 5 days, we just bammed out 8 songs, just back to forth, day after day, and that's how this project came home, Boston Files.
I think the beautiful thing about it too, it wasn't too structured. We were just in there and vibing, and something beautiful came out of it too.
Yeah, we was having a good time, and it's like, I told him, I was like, yo, you want to vibe? Let's vibe. You pick the beat. Y'all come up with something, then we gonna hop on this, and we gonna hop on that, and we just gonna create.
Yeah.
And it was a safe space. It was no rules, no boundaries, and versus just rapping to rap or singing to sing, we actually made real songs that people could relate to. And it's nice because it just shows you what could happen when we finally come together. And this is the first time that all 3 of us got together and we're doing songs. And it wasn't like, oh, I do my part, send it to you, and you get in the studio. Nah, we was all in the same room, locked in, like, oh, I like what you said. Let me build a line off that. Or, oh, no, that's the hook. Or all 3 of us, yo, that's the beat right there. We getting on this right now. So that energy was so electric that, like, it is incredible. Yes. And the fact that it's out now and available, y'all can tap in, and I guarantee you're going to feel something.
Wow. Jade,
yes.
I've seen that song. It's called Conmigo, featured
the
star right there.
Yeah.
So I break that song down. How did that came down? I saw the video and everything. Like, that, like.
So working with our older brother, Naz, he actually helped and produced and managed and developed both of us as artists. And I think that's one of my favorite projects because throughout my last 3 years trying to develop, I was trying to also curate a sound. I'm very versatile in genres, but I feel like this one touched a little more on my Latin side, which I'm trying to delve more into. But gelling 2 cultures together, I think that was the beauty of this song, definitely.
That's right.
Yeah. Like Afro/Latina, which is me, but the Afro roots within too. I think that's dope.
I know earlier he mentioned that you kind of look up to Chris Brown. I'm like, man, you were looking like Chris Brown in that song too. Right now, what artists y'all think out there that you would like to have a features with that you think is fire you want to work with?
Me, I would say just more of the artists that are in my community, because I feel like just in LA, it's kind of like a spread out thing where people just only work with their people instead of coming together with other creatives, and it's more like well, he's doing what I'm doing, so I can't let my crowd get to him because it's a whole lot of stuff. I would say it's not really no big main artists that I want to work with right now. I just want to work with just other creatives that are kind of doing the same thing as me. You feel me?
Yeah, similar. I kind of focus more on area I want to reach. I'm already coast to coast with it, but I think I want to touch New York next. So get some type of connections, or maybe do a show out there. Maybe we all hop on something together. I think that'd be really dope to expand to that scene as well.
I mean, I think it's beautiful to be like a versatile artist. So like, I'm willing to collaborate with anybody, and I think the people that are like the real leaders of the music now, I could definitely see myself alongside. Even when some of these songs come in, I'll be like, oh, I could come up with a fire verse for this. And when I'm talking about like, Drake, Lil Baby, just like some of the people that are like really doing it big, but then also like on the other side, like the hit makers like Bruno Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some of the females that are like coming out here, I feel like I'm in a position where like I could gel with anybody, and if we get in the same room or we get on the same track, it's gonna be a vibe and it's gonna be a banger.
I believe that too, man. But talking to y'all, listening to your music, I can see that y'all passionate about music. What is it about music that makes y'all so passionate?
For me, just growing up, just in my household, I didn't have like an outlet to really express how I felt. So I would say just expression is my that gets me like, okay, this is I get to speak how I feel without no limitations, without nobody judging me. Because at the end of the day, you listen to songs, you don't know if it's true or not. You feel me? So it's just like a free, open expression where I can just say how I feel, and yeah. So
Sometimes it's easier to communicate through a melody or even the feeling of a beat. Because I also just started producing a project for myself that I'm actually making the beats now, so the feeling is matching what I'm saying. Um, but sometimes I'm at a loss for words, and all I can speak through is the instruments. And I I struggled being able to communicate that just growing up. So music is same. It's an outlet.
For me, like music is all about energy, and it could be good energy, it could be bad energy, and I just want to be a part of putting something good out there in the world because there's songs out there that can make you cry, that can be associated with a memory, but then there's also songs out there that can get you going and get you going hard in the gym and climbing new heights in life. And I just feel like being able to share my story or my perspective and for that to be something that lasts forever and could potentially help somebody get through a moment or motivate them to make it to the next level in their life, I think that's just a beautiful thing right there.
Yeah.
So
that's
the,
fine.
the word music, guys, is obviously not an easy task, right? So as of right now, while you guys doing the music, what challenges have y'all faced in this whole music side of right now? And when y'all face these challenges, how do you bounce back too, you know?
I mean, I feel like the biggest challenge, at least for me, it might be for y'all too, is just like knowing that you got what it takes, but just like not being seen or heard on the level that you feel like you deserve to be heard. And it could just be like where I'm at location wise. Maybe I don't have access to the same connections, but I just feel like, this stuff is destined to blow. And I feel like this is really what people need to hear, and this is what people need in the music game. And I think that's it. There's just so much crap, and I'm not hating on nobody, but there's a lot of content. Everybody wants to make music all of a sudden. One day, a person wants to be a rapper. Some people have been doing all their life, but to really find good quality music, I feel like is a challenge that we all face in the music industry. And knowing that you got it, knowing that you got that sauce, that flavor, but not having anybody to taste it or hear it, that's what I feel like a challenge. And the way we're working on it is we're doing things like what we're doing here right now.
Yeah.
We're expanding, we're breaking our bread, we're getting in front of the cameras, we're trying to stay up on that social media, and we're just trying to keep going and keeping our head high the whole time.
Well, I think a challenge for me is obviously like because obviously we know the music that's out now, and it's kind of like you said, it's like it be not hating on nobody, but it just be something where it's just like it's not that. But for me, it's kind of like because for me, it's all about substance. I want to write something that means something. Obviously, there's occasional songs where
You
it's
just
just
told
on
something for the
it's,
vibe.
it's just on the vibe. But I guess for me, it's kind of like navigating my sound is okay, should I do what's hot to get on faster or should I just stay in my bag of doing what I do? You know what I mean? Because it's like you said, it's like nowadays, it's like what's out there is not it. And it's like there's so much of everybody want to be an artist, there's so much content filled in your head, and the club joins to this that everybody likes to vibe. And to be honest, there's a lot of people that are not on a certain wavelength to understand a certain type of music that makes you feel. You know what I mean? So it's like, do we go to the shit that's shooting and this, or so? Yeah.
Now that we said too, I was gonna say so. With that, like, how do you manage to stay in your own lane? Like you said, like you're not trying to like do things just for the radios or whatever the case is. You're trying to do something that has a meaning to you, right? But how do you manage to stay in your own lane?
Well, for me, just giving up the the thing that everybody wants to be. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just be me. I don't care what none of y'all niggas is doing anymore. It's like I can't be so focused on the outcome of being famous and being rich because I feel like at the end of the day, I'm famous and rich in my own spirit. It's like at the end of the day, I don't have to have the flyest car. I don't have to have money. I don't have to have this. And when I was younger, yeah, I wanted all that. But then seeing how that can change even some of the people that are in the industry that are unhappy with their lives because they're selling their souls for a little of nothing. And for me, it's just like whether everybody has their a thing of success of what they think is success. And for me, it's just like success is me being able to do what I want to do, which is music, whether that makes it on the radio or do this or whatever the case may be. So yeah.
Even what about criticism? How do you guys respond to that too? Like the critics you receive, but you already said it. You don't really give up.
I don't care about
Yeah.
anybody who says anything about my music. If I like my music, it's only going to be for the people that, per se, mess with my vibe. So
It's not for everybody. Like what you're making is mostly for you, and the challenge is authenticity and vulnerability. When you're trying to connect and build an art, like an artist, I guess, following or just finding your people and your crowd, you have to come from a place that you're being your authentic self and you're telling your truth. And as raw as it is, it's gonna hurt some people, but some people are gonna feel that too, and it's not playing it safe. It's just being you and not apologizing. That's how you deal with that.
The haters are gonna hate.
Yeah.
So let them hate, right? And at the end of the day, I was always told that, like, if you do something that's truly great, someone's gonna hate on it.
Yeah.
And if nobody's hating at all, maybe you didn't do enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you gotta welcome the criticism, and I think there's the difference between someone just being a hater and then somebody actually like giving you criticism to help you grow and become better. And I think there's a difference between that. And I see a lot of haters that have nothing to offer, like, oh, you suck, you're whack. And then there's very little people that are like, your song was out of tune. If you tried it with this and that, maybe it would help you do that. And I'm always open to listening, but I also know that everybody has their own opinion. And sometimes you just gotta let it be and just keep doing you.
True, man. What about like right now, short-term and long-term goals with the music right now?
well, my shirt.
I know summertime is hot right now. Like, what are your
hot.
goals for you?
He's hot. Short-term goal is to get a project that I'm working on finished, and some music videos, and just formulating like a plan behind it. Because I know before in the past I would just drop music because it's time to drop some music, but just formulate a plan and a goal to execute that in the days that it's gonna come out, when this music video is gonna come out. And long-term goal is I really want to I really want to be rich off of music. And I don't have to be on a record label to do that. I don't have to, whatever the case may be. I just want to, again, formulate a plan to really execute and sell this music to the best of the ability. And yeah.
For me, my short-term goal is I'm actually wrapping up a project that I just worked on this whole month. Well, months before, but this month was like the final stages of developing it, and I'm excited to share that because it's kind of like my debut of my independent sound. This is my first time making my own beat and engineering myself and just developing something that's completely crafted, even down to the wardrobe, my hair. Like I'm just really excited to rebrand myself in a way.
I think on the music perspective, short-term goal is just, we just dropped the project. Get the project out to as many people as we can. Continue to find and connect with fans that are going to ride with you. And then long-term, just all the work that we put into the music to finally have it give back to us so we can live financially free and abundant off something that we love.
Yeah.
Now let's talk deeply more about the project, Boston Files.
Yes.
So how did y'all, by the way, this trio right here, how did this trio came up together, man?
Well, like she said earlier, like one of her older brothers, Nas Driving, shout out Nas Driving it. So he was in LA and I met him in LA at a show. And he was all like, well, I'm gonna work with you. And obviously, like, being in the business, I'm like, everybody want to work, but not everybody want to be serious about it. So I kind of shaded him for like a month or two, and then he was just very persistent on working. And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And then we ended up getting in the studio, working on some tracks, and then he was like, "Yo, let's just work together and let's do this thing." So we started doing it, and then obviously I came to Boston to do some music, and then that's how I met them, and then we kind of all just been family ever since.
The name, like the project name, Boston Files. Who came up with that? How did y'all put the puzzles together and be like, that's what we want to name it?
I'm
man?
pretty sure Paris actually came up with the name Boston Files, and I think it's because like we had like this exclusive fire that was just like in the vault. And it felt like it was top secret, and it's like it was done here in secret. This is the first time all three of us came together. We all been making music for a long time.
Yeah.
We got a feature. We got a couple features, but we never did like a full-on project with just like the three of us and all of our creative energy coming together. So it felt like we had like some top secret, like some crazy stuff locked away. So when he was like, "Oh, it's the Boston Files," I was like, "Yo, that sounds
crazy.
fire!"
Yeah.
Like that sounds like it's it. So we ran with it. We put together the cover, and I even remember we were talking to our other brother that's an engineer at Phoenix, and he was like, "Boston Files? Nah, you need a better name than that. Like that's too basic." And I was like, "Nah, I'm telling you, you gotta trust this. Like this is it.
Process.
This is it." So I think naturally everything kind of came together, and I think we've always wanted to work with each other in this creative space, like on our own terms, having the freedom to just do what we want and create something that we never did before. And I think we all like creatively came together and just killed it. The amount of like good responses that we're getting from people and the way that people are connecting with the music, I was just like, yo, like this is what I feel like we've been working for.
Yeah.
And now it's finally all starting to click. And it's also a beautiful thing when artists get together because it's like your fans, they become my fans become your fans. And, the music just spreads naturally and organically.
Yeah. I was gonna say with the project having 8 songs and y'all, it only took you like 1 or 2 weeks, like y'all said earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that? What does the project mean to y'all?
Man, I just feel that shit was written in the stars. Like you said, we all wanted to work with each other. Obviously, none of us said it at the time being, but we all wanted to work with each other a long time ago, and I feel like the time just manifested, and we just got in the studio and made it happen. So.
For me personally, I went through like a few months where I wasn't creating anything or recording any music. So this was definitely an inspiring project for me to like just test new sounds. It's a very versatile project. I feel like there's a song on there for everybody. But without these two, I probably wouldn't be in the studio as consistently as I am now.
Most people like would say like, oh, you did a project in 2 weeks and dropped it, you rushed it, right? But the energy that we had in there, it was like we was the all-stars. It's like, that's the beat. Okay, I got the hook. Oh yeah, let me put my verse. Oh, I got a verse. Boom. Next thing you know, song was done, and we're like, what? So we was doing like 2 songs, 3 songs a night.
Yeah.
And we was just vibing going in. It's like once we was going, it's like we couldn't be stopped. And we were even asking ourselves, should we do more tracks?
Yeah, we was gonna go
like, should we do more?
Yeah.
Or do you think we should just leave it at 8 and just give them a taste? And I really like the way everything came out. All these songs, they're like all my new favorites now.
Yeah.
And everything is a vibe, and I feel like we kind of touched a little bit of everything in terms of like what makes a really good project. And it couldn't be done unless the energy was there.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, with the way you mentioned how like you spend like a couple months without making any music, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an artist, how important is that to take that time off and then get back to it?
Taking time off is more so for your mind. I feel like just being human, like you go through the human motions, and as a creative, you forget to recharge. So like if you're constantly just trying to meet a demand, like let's say I have a quota to make a certain project by this time every year, it gets overwhelming if you don't at least check in with yourself or have those breaks and pauses to just actually have something like fueling you to do something, because then like the energy's not there, like he said, like it wouldn't have come out the same way. It would have just been no substance, So yeah.
Producers on the album, by the way, producers, like what producer y'all work with and y'all want to get shout out to, by the way, too.
Shout out to my homeboy Timmy,
Mm-hmm.
because he did 4 on there. my boy Tensei, Juice Money, and yeah, that's about it.
Frost
Frost
Dollar.
Frost
You know,
Dollar.
I had a little hand. We produced
Yeah.
2 of the tracks on there,
Yeah.
and again, all about energy and vibe. But nah, big shout out to the producers because part of why we were able to come up with the content of these songs so easily was because the vibe was there, the beat was hitting, and naturally, any artist knows once the beat hits, the words just come to you.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do that without the level of production that we had on this.
Nice. So, what's your favorite song? I want to hear. I know all songs gonna hit different, but like, what's your favorite song from the album itself?
For me, it's between All Night and Between the Two. Those are just All Night's a club banger. You know, everybody loves one of those, especially summertime coming out. It was actually my birthday a few weeks ago, so we was gonna turn up, but then I got sick. But it was in motion, you know.
Yeah, it's a vibe for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
I like all.
they're all fire, so it's hard to like pick one
one.
or the other. But I will say that like one of the songs that I feel like everybody loves is All Night, but also that Horizons.
Yeah, Horizon.
Everybody loves the Horizon song, but also the War freestyle is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, like, overall, and I think you might have sold me on this one, but Do It For.
That's my
Do
favorite.
It For, the one we got the video for, that one right there is just like, it hits different, and I feel like it sets the tone. And it's like, you come right off, it's like, been through many crazy situations, had our complications, know I got you mad, wanna ease your frustration, trust the process, have patience. Let's get to love making, we can handle any problem, any challenge we could face.
Damn.
Like, when you start the project like that, and then everybody just picks it,
Yeah.
So that's fair to say that you would say that song is the song that y'all like the whole group would be like you're most proud of, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It comes on
evenly.
Yeah.
I think we're evenly proud of all the songs, but like that one's just like it sets the tone and the energy.
Yeah.
You just hit differently. It hit different. What about videos? Have y'all shot any videos yet, like for the songs on the album?
We actually shot one like about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, to Do It For. So that should be coming out this week. I don't know. It might hit you tomorrow. You just never know. You know what I mean?
But bottom line is we got the cut. We finally got the cut today.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, depending on time, I know Paris, you know, I don't know how long you're going to be here with us, but definitely want to get at least another video in there before he goes.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're just active. Like, you go on social media, you're going to see us. We're always doing something. We have photo shoots. We got this interview. We've been doing videos, bunch of reels. And it's just like we're out here. We're really trying to move this project. And all the songs is something to be proud for.
Yeah.
So it's just, it comes so easy and it's natural when it's just like you got that fire. You know, it just comes to you.
By the way, the industry, the music industry, how do you guys feel about it right now?
Honestly, I don't know what to feel with the
I'm good.
You know, I feel like a couple different ways. I feel like a lot of it is controlled and calculated, and they're trying to push an agenda and a message down on you. And that's why being an independent artist, away from the influence of what the labels want and the media wants to push on you, it's a beautiful thing to just be able to create from your own space and be able to really hit home with people who might need that. But the industry's always been wild.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree. It's always been
Yeah.
wild. You always hear all these wild things. And half of it's not even about the music.
Yeah.
None of
You know,
True,
a lot of it's
right.
not about the music. So
True.
I would love for the industry to get back to a place where it is about the music. And it is about songs that really make you feel something. And don't get me wrong, there are still artists out there that are still doing it. And there's a lot of, you know, great songs even to this day that are still coming out. And that's why I love like the new space where it's like the new industry, I feel like, is the TikTok and the Instagram. It is the new guys who are coming out, going viral on TikTok and then going on top of the charts on Apple Music like as soon as they release. And whether it's country, whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, like there's something out there for everybody. And if I was going to be honest, I think part of the reason why all this drama is there to distract you and take your mind off of it, because we are the new industry. And I think they're little by little losing control, because we don't now need to be on the radio no more. We don't need to sign the deal the way we had to in the past just to get heard.
Yeah.
We could really work for it ourselves and find our own fan base.
Yeah, so with that being said, Frost, if you could change anything, man, what would you want to change, man? To better it than any, you know.
I think there's always been a lot of big barriers to entry. You got to look a certain way. You got to do a certain thing. You got to sound a certain way. And I do feel like, you know, lowering some barriers and allowing more creators to just create on the positive note, not for the negative, I think will be a beautiful thing all in itself right there.
Wow, Joe, too.
I would say what the industry should bring back is artist development. Because I feel like back then, like before you was sent to the masses, you went through undergoing of 6 months to a year artist development, training your voice, dancing, all this other stuff. And I feel like nowadays, obviously with social media, you're kind of just thrown out there, and then it's like you don't have no backbone. You feel me? So I would definitely say artist development.
Yeah, for me, I would say the agenda of finding people, stars, because this is like the social media world, versus the people that are star born. Not to say like, you know, everybody has that potential, but I'm saying when you accept somebody and get behind that vision, a lot of the times the industry is finding people that they can mold into something that is likable, or that can be like the new like influence of something. And I think that's where we lose a lot of substance. I love that word. in the in the music that we're listening to, and in the people, the type of characters that we're looking up to, and what it's creating for the younger generation.
Yo, for the younger generation right now, looking at you guys, what do you guys have to say to them? What message you'll have for the younger generation right now? I know all the wines right now, they're going wild right now, so.
Yo, I would say just, I know this is cliche, but it definitely holds some weight. Just be yourself. Stop worrying about everything around you. Like, stop worrying about how you sound when you're in the studio. Stop worrying about what you dress like. If that's your style, that's your style. Stop trying to compare yourself to somebody's 30th chapter when you're on level 3, when you're on level 4. Like, just be you unapologetically and don't care. Because I feel like nowadays so many people care. Like, even the social media, everybody cares, and everybody, it's just like, stop caring. Just be yourself, focus on yourself, and you'll get further. That's it.
I would say don't be in a rush to grow up. That's another agenda with social media. The 9-year-olds are now 12-year-olds, and the 12-year-olds are now 15, 16-year-olds. Like,
30.
No, well, that too, but I'm saying, like, what they're pushing to these eyes, these young eyes and these young minds that just soak up everything, they want to be that. And we're losing the innocence and, like, the childhood. Like, where are the kids that still play? Like, yeah, there's some, but I'm saying, like, where is that? Like, I used to love being outside all the time with the friends, or just all gathering at the park at a certain time.
At the club.
I was gonna say, nowadays all these kids just have all stuck with a big tablet in their faces, and the parks are all empty. I'm like,
I mean, I'm a guy who's actually a father, and I got 3 kids, so I'm dealing with it like in real time. And what I gotta say is that, like, you gotta have a positive role model and positive reinforcement. Good people around you that want to see you do good things, because it's not cool to get a gun, kill somebody, and go to jail. Jail's not cool, all right? And you need to understand that. It's also not cool to just sell your body, and, you know, like, no one's going to respect you as you grow up. And a lot of kids don't realize that the things they do now will lead to them in future. And it will affect you. So try to have some positive role models, whether that's getting into sports, getting into music like us, being even smart, right? With numbers, becoming an engineer. You could be the person that creates tomorrow. And you got to understand that when the future is in your hands, the worst thing you could do is nothing.
Yeah.
Or look up to someone that might just lead you down the wrong path. So definitely just try to find the good in the world and give to the world to the best of your ability. Find your superpower and believe in yourself. And, if you're stuck in a situation where there's nothing but bad around you, try to get out of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna see your support system, by the way. Like, how do you guys feel about the support you're receiving from families, friends, and do you guys feel like you're getting enough support that you deserve and things?
For me, I feel like it's easier when you're surrounded by family that's involved and invested and passionate about the same things. But it could also be the opposite for others. Even sometimes in our own camp, when we're doing the same thing, not everybody's on the same page. Sometimes people might be focused on themselves. I've been focused on myself, but it's about unity. Really?
Too far.
Yeah. But aside from that, I also feel like, again, environment. Not everybody's going to see you until the world sees you. And it sucks, but it'd be your own family, it'd be your own friends, it'd be your own hood, so it's hard to get past that. But as long as you just know, like, you're on your path and you know that you're great, that shouldn't affect your momentum or the belief that you have in yourself when others don't see you.
A lot of people don't want to respect you on the come up, don't want to support you on the come up, don't want to see you as what you might see yourself as, whether they've known you your whole life, or they went to school with you, or they know your family, or you're always just going to be the little kid. So sometimes it's hard to get out of your own shadow, but you really got to believe in yourself, because you're your number one supporter, you're your number one fan, and sometimes you got to put yourself out there even though it might be uncomfortable. And that's why a lot of artists have to go outside of their state, blow up outside, to then be respected by their hometown. And it would be fire if everyone did support you without you having to go reach a certain accolade or make a certain amount of money or get a certain amount of followers, because, it should be all about the love.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a great point you made too. And I was watching like a little interview with Millies. He's from down here, South Millies. Even him said that too. Like, he literally has to leave here and go to New York, and then like that's how his thing blew up. And now if you're looking at it now, all of a sudden everybody down here rocking with his whole music like that. You like,
they're gonna hate you until they love you.
Yeah.
True, man. Any special messages y'all want to throw out there to any of the viewers? Even advice too, if you have any advice you want to throw up to any upcoming artists and artists that's in the same path of you, like any advice you want to throw up to?
Just gotta believe in yourself. And I think I'm a big believer that everything is meant to be. You gotta really believe in yourself. You gotta keep working hard, because we're in a society where like everything is measured by a dollar or a view. And it's more than that. You gotta believe in you. And whether it's 1 view, whether it's 100 views or 1 million views, like, you're not gonna just make it overnight. But you will make it if you believe in yourself, you show up every day, and you work hard. And you really do feel like you deserve it. I think, you're capable of anything, whether it's music, whether it's business. The world's an amazing mystery. And a lot of the greatest things that we have around us were because people did believe in themselves when they said you were crazy and you still went for it. And, that's it. Just keep learning, keep growing, and just keep building.
For me, I would say don't ignore your pulse. And what I mean by that is when you have that random crazy idea in the shower, or you have that 3 a.m. thought that you wake up from, or those are the thoughts, those ideas that you can develop, and that can change your life, because it's your soul, it's your spirit talking to you. But with those things, make a plan. Don't rush. Take your time, and make sure that you're really keening in on your rollout, because that's gonna make or break everything. Like we kind of did. Like, it's different. It's different when the vibe is already there. But if you're on your own with it, really formulate and put everything into what you have.
Well, I would say, I would say just think for yourself and don't let social media think for you. You know what I mean? Have your own mindset, have your own things that you think about in your mind without any outside entities gelling on that. Because at the end of the day, whatever you believe in, it's God. I say God. God gave you a vision. You feel me? And sometimes when you let outside noise get in that vision, it can shatter the pieces that's already been built for you. So I would just say think for yourself and don't allow too much outside noise to shatter where you want to go in your vision.
For the record labels, if any record label would sign y'all right now, I don't know if y'all want to stay independent or sign up or like any. What would your pitch be to them?
Well, one thing I can say for me is like, if you let any one of us in,
It's up.
it's game over.
Yeah.
It's up.
We are the future right now, and it's like, you're gonna pick us up, great. You're gonna help accelerate what we're already working for. And whether it's independent or if it's on a major record label, I do believe that we got so much talent in this room right now. We're bound to make it somewhere.
Yeah.
Y'all want to help out? Be my guest, but you ain't taking advantage of none of us.
Facts. It's like
Cut.
it's like if you want us on your record label, it's like just be ready to promote change. You feel me? Not do things how they always been done. You feel me? Give me all this money and let me sell myself and let me do like no change. Like let's change the people around us. Let's build things, schools. Like it's much more than the music. Obviously, the music is a platform, but it's much more than the music.
And a lot of people forget, like, they need us as creatives,
Facts.
but they want to make you feel like you need them, and that's where we get it twisted. So that reminder out there, like, no, like, stand your ground. You need me. It was my look, it was my sound, it was whatever attracted you to put me on and invest in me. Keep that same energy down the line, and like, don't let anybody take advantage of you, like you said.
Man, one last thing. I see the drip. I see drip all over the place right now. The fashion, like, where did you guys get your fashion? You know what I'm saying? The skill from, like, where you guys get that drip from, man?
For me, just trying a bunch of different things. I feel like my wardrobe changes every like 2 months because I'm just buying clothes, reselling them, buying clothes, reselling. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I just like to look fly, and whatever that is, like I don't have any limitations to my style. I mean, this is a comp. This ain't like this is just comp, but
You don't even have to try it, man.
but when I really put it on, it's like, all right, he got that thing on him. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, it's just trying different things, trying different colors. You know what I mean? Going out the comfort zone and just essentially just being you. You feel me? You like that, wear that. Don't look at social media. Oh, they're not gonna like this. No, if you like it, wear it. So, yeah.
I love a good thrift, and I love upcycling. This was a shirt I just redid. This is his hat. Like, like, you just gotta make do with what you got, but also be expressive. I like to go off of my energy. Today I felt light. I needed some peace and some brightness, so I brought that out.
I'm a classic guy.
Yeah.
Classic, I keep
man.
it solid. I keep it fresh. I actually had a business meeting earlier, so I'm in my attire that I wore to my business meeting, and it just happened to work. Also, always been a fan of some Jordans, Nikes, and been a little hype beast myself. But yeah, just like Jay said, it's about expressing yourself, and I like to feel and look like a boss everywhere I go, so that you already know who I am as soon as I walk in that door. And it's just about being yourself. You got 3 different musical talents, 3 different styles of fashion, and 3 different minds that are just all working together on the same value, same wave. And right now, it's just like, it's up.
He's up.
It's up right now. Boston Files is out.
Whoa.
And there's more music to come. That's not it. It's not
Might drop
over.
another tape.
I definitely encourage all y'all to tap in and follow. I'm Frost Dollar at Frost Dollar. You got Jay Vanessa. You got Paris B, aka New Face of R&B. So definitely tap in, follow us, because there's so much more in store on this journey.
Yep. By the way, yeah, just drop the links right now. Where can the audience find your music, like the album too, the videos, and all that good stuff, man?
All you gotta do is type in the name Paris B, J Vanessa, or JVDE, Frost Dollar, and you'll find the Boston Files. You'll find our music, and obviously, you know our social media handles. You can find it there if that's too much. And yeah,
All music platforms, video dropping on YouTube this week.
Yeah, obviously, no IG. You can find us on the IG
Facts.
easily.
Yeah.
And, that's all. You go to the IG, you follow us, you'll see our flavor, and then from there, you'll be able to tap into all the links. But yeah, all the music is on your favorite platform. You got Spotify, search any of our names, add us to your playlist, put us in the rotation. Apple Music, same thing. Google us up, and we're going to be right there. And you never know, you might just find your next favorite song.
I believe so, man. But y'all, it was a pleasure to have y'all in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. This shit out there, I wish this happened sooner than ever, but I ain't gonna lie, I was sick last time. Even right now, if you watch with me, like, I had a cold. It's cold. I don't know if it's the pollen trees out there. Oh my
probably the trees.
God.
Yeah.
But once again, it's a pleasure to have you in the building. Thank you very much, y'all.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man.
Thank you.
Definitely happy to be here.